Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chelsea. I am experimenting on areas in my new home of filming. So I was trying to find the best lighting. So hopefully this is okay, and I hope that you guys can hear me okay. But today I wanted to talk about being being a sensitive person in an overstimulated world, and I know I talked about that in another video, but this one is specifically for creative people, because if you're a sensitive person, sometimes chaotic energy, it affects everyone, but it does affect, I think, sensitive people a little bit more. And then especially if you're a creative person, it can affect those people a little bit more as well. And so especially right now, I'm sure if you've tuned into the news or anything, it definitely does feel a little bit heavy right now, very negative. And it's sometimes hard to be inspired in these moments of life to be creative and, to have motivation or desire to, continue on and want to pursue that, but it's so important and it's so healing. And so I just wanted to just talk about it because I think it's a relevant subject, and for anyone who is a sensitive person, I'm sure you can relate. So let me know in the comments if you are. But yeah, me being a sensitive person, I have to protect my energy by, not tuning into the news as much. And as far as like my environment goes, I notice I'm really sensitive to like sound, things like that. So if there's a lot of chaotic energy going on in my home, I can't really like be inspired to create, or some modalities I will say, but some modalities like writing, it's like an in your head kind of creative energy, and so I definitely need it more quiet, the energy kind of more calm. So I find it better to, if you're gonna write, like I find it better writing in the early morning, or late in the evening if you have that quiet time to yourself. Sometimes like painting, things like that, I'm able to still paint when, there's motion and commotion around the house. But in general, I feel like it is easier, and I'm sure you feel this as well, if you're a creative person, to create when the energy just feels more calm. So if you don't have the luxury, like myself, of having your own studio, a place you can go to for your art sanctuary, you kind of have to create that art sanctuary at home. So what I do, and I just moved in, so I'm still kind of getting things set up, but I just have a little corner in our house where I have my easel set up, things like that, and writing is obviously more mobile. But yeah, if you just whatever your creative modality is, if it's like you do crochet or you are into woodworking, or I don't know, whatever it is, just try to find a little area in your home if you can, or just at least, I find like having your creative supplies at least out and not always like, tucked away way back in the corner closet, like because then it's not like in your mind like, oh, I should paint today, or oh, I should do this today. It's always like kind of put away. So if you can kind of neatly have it in a area just to remind you like, hey, this is important for you to do, even when the world is chaotic and crazy, it's actually going to help you and feel really healing. So I find that's really helpful, just at least having it set up. And I have yet to get started with my painting again, but at least like having it set up really is the first step, and it'll inspire you, because every time you walk past, you're like, oh yeah, I should really start painting again, or whatever that creative modality is for you. So I find that really helpful. As far as, the energy, try to find the time of day when your energy feels the most alive, but also maybe when it's a little bit more calm in your home, especially if you share space with other individuals, if you have a partner, if you have children, all those things can create sometimes, a little bit chaotic energy, which is fine and beautiful, but like sometimes harder to, for certain creative modalities, hard to like focus on something. Certain creative modalities, it's totally easy to like, you can have lots of commotion and craziness around you and you're totally fine. But I just find for certain ones, especially if you're a sensitive, highly sensitive person, I should say, it is harder to like kind of tune that outside noise out. Like I was doing laundry even, and the dishwasher, and even though it's like semi-quiet, like even because the rest of the house was quiet, I could not ignore that sound and like film this video. I had to wait for it to be done because it was so distracting. So it's just things like that. Just know like what is going to really help, create a calming environment for you. So yeah, I would just say try to create whatever space in your home would, inspire you for that creative time for yourself. The other thing I would say is rest is so important, and I definitely need to focus on rest more. I will say I have been, but even more so I need to. My struggle has always been getting to bed early enough. I have been allowing myself to sleep in as much as I can. I do have to wake up early for work and everything, but I have, just trying to like focus more on sleep. There was a period of time where I used to wake up like 5 a.m. I was super disciplined every morning and like fit my workouts in, which is good. And I still fit in my workouts, but I realize now as I've gotten older, that's not like as beneficial for me, and maybe that'll change later in my life. But for now, I've just realized that this period in my life, I just really need to focus more on rest. And rest is, you shouldn't ever feel guilty about it because it is so essential and so important to obviously your health, but especially if you're a highly sensitive person, the rest is, you should consider it as productivity and never feel guilty about it. So, and even like when you're wanting to do your creative work or whatever, I would also just tune into your body. And if you're feeling overwhelmed by, you might have like big goals for yourself for whatever creative outlets that you have. Like I have lots of big goals and sometimes I can get really overwhelmed with these big goals. And so sometimes what can help when you're feeling overwhelmed, because that can create overstimulation, is just kind of narrow down those goals into bite-sized pieces and just focus in them more into just smaller bits. And don't make yourself feel bad for just, even at the very least, like getting out, like I'm just using painting as an example because I'm a painter, but yeah, just like getting out your paintbrushes and getting out your paints, or getting out your sketchbook because you want to draw up some sketches of what you'd like to paint. Even like just doing those small things. You don't have to like finish half your painting today and start to finish or whatever. That can be a little bit too overwhelming, especially, as I've said, when there's so much chaos around you perhaps going on, and there is in the world, it can just feel a little bit too much. And so what I find is just kind of easing into it, kind of like let it feel like you're easing into a hot bath. Like you're just like, okay, I can relax into this. This doesn't have to be this overwhelming thing. Even though it's supposed to be fun, but sometimes we can get like too focused on the productivity of it, where we feel like we don't feel accomplished or worthy of the task, or worthy of, allowing yourself the time to do it if you don't meet these certain goals or whatever. So one thing I've just found that helps is just kind of tuning back and seeing that, even just breaking it down with just like, breaking out your sketchbook or something and drawing something, or even if you're a writer, even if you just write one sentence, like that is better than nothing, and you'll feel so much better after doing that. So that's one thing that I have found that helps as well, is just to not overwhelm yourself with these like huge goals and dreams that you have, and feeling like you have to accomplish like all of it in one day or whatever, but just try to break it down to just, hey, if I can just write one sentence, or if I can just get out my paint stuff or whatever it is. I think you've heard, and I'm equating this to like physical activity and working out. It can be really overwhelming when you're setting a goal to like lose weight or get more fit or stronger or whatever. But sometimes the best thing you can do is just, okay, I'm just gonna set my alarm, or I'm just gonna lay out my workout clothes next to my bed so it is right there and it's easy for me. So that's an equivalent of that. So just like setting out your whatever tools that you need to be creative, just setting it out and just saying, hey, remember me? Let's do this today. And think of it like as a cute date for yourself, like just setting that time for yourself. And it shouldn't be like a stressful thing. It should be a beautiful, fun thing for yourself. So just setting those little things out that you need for your creative time, that can be really fun. And even maybe like writing a cute note on whatever thing that you have set aside, just like, hey, don't forget, like, we have a date at whatever time, and you can put it on your calendar. These are just like ideas, but yeah, just making it fun, and it doesn't have to be like this overwhelming thing. Like I have a goal of, I want to learn a new instrument, and I may feel crazy for saying that, because I'm older, and you think like, why learn an entirely new instrument such later in your life? But like, I feel like, why not? And I think it's beautiful, and it's good for your brain, and just so many positive things. And if you have a goal, like, who cares? But like, one example is, it can feel really overwhelming to like learn a whole new instrument or learn a whole new language or whatever it is. It can feel so overwhelming, but just break it down into small pieces. So for example, I'm just going to start researching places that I can take classes, or studios that will teach this type of instruments, or maybe there's like online instructors, so that I don't have to go to said instructor. So just like make it as easy as possible for you, and just do those like bite-sized things to just make it more of a relaxing, enjoyable experience and not overwhelming. So I find those things really help. So anyways, I just wanted to bring those ideas forth because I know it can feel really overwhelming as a creative sometimes, especially if you're living not alone. It's different when you're living alone, but especially if you're living in a shared space and there's other people around, and so you're trying to find time when you have just for yourself. So that can be challenging, or especially if you're working full-time, as I am, it can be challenging to figure out, okay, when can I figure out time for this creative, thing I want to do. So yeah, just looking at your calendar and finding those little slots where, okay, here's some time where I just have for myself, or here's a break in my day when I don't have to be at work or whatever it is. So yeah, just finding those little spots in your day, making a calendar date for yourself, and then like I said too, just creating that beautiful sanctuary for yourself, or just even if it's not a sanctuary, just like just taking out your creative tools that you need to work on that task, and just like making it known and making it, not tucked away in some back closet, like just putting it out. And and then also I would say cleaning up your space, because I know for me, I'm very visual, where everything around me, like I compute in my brain, even if I'm not, like it's just like the more clutter, I guess, that's like around, that I'm constantly having to analyze in my brain. So the more clean and just like calm I can make my environment, I feel just mentally more calm as well. And I'm sure you feel that as well. Another just simple thing too is just like playing some calming music and like making yourself a warm drink or something, like some tea or some coffee, and just like taking your time to really like drink it, and just creating that little, even if it's 5 minutes, like it doesn't have to be this crazy thing. But as an example, yesterday I was spending like all morning cleaning, and the morning was starting off to feel a bit chaotic, which is, I mean, fine. I needed to get these things done, but I was just feeling really overwhelmed, and I wasn't by myself. It'd be different if it was by myself, but I live with other people. So yeah, it was just feeling a little bit chaotic. So I was like, I'm just gonna create a little moment for myself while I get ready for the day, since we finished cleaning. And I was like, I'm just gonna play some really nice jazz music and light a candle. And just those two things, like it's nothing crazy, but just those two things like really just calmed my nervous system. And I was like, okay, I am ready for the day. So I'm just saying, like, it doesn't have to be crazy. Just like those little things that you can do for yourself can really just calm your nervous system, especially if you're a highly sensitive person and you pick up on just the little tiny energies that can sometimes feel too chaotic. And over time, I hope that will help you find more time for that creative passion that you have, and don't give up on it. I know the world feels overwhelming and crazy right now, but your creative passion is so needed in this world more than ever, and I'm telling myself that too. But yeah, just I hope that inspires you. And as I go along on my journey, I will give you more tips. But that's what I have so far, and I hope you all have a beautiful day, and thank you for being here. Bye.